So, hello Green News Network, hello Facebook friends, hello revolutionaries, citizens of America and the world. We are coming to you from the Green Party National Convention, the annual conference here in New Jersey, and I have with me today an unbelievable group of candidates. Incredible for what they have to say, each of them. Incredible for what they have to say about the Green Party of New Jersey and the unbelievable energy and dynamism and vision that is supercharging this party, and what it has to say about the Green Party all across America. This is a very special election here in New Jersey. This is one of 2 states in the entire country that is running a governor's race this year. So New Jersey is really kind of in the spotlight. And it's a very exciting thing because New Jersey in many ways is sort of the poster child of crony capitalism, of influence peddling, of some of the things that just aren't so great about our political system. New Jersey is just kind of like, you know, the spotlight is shining on this predatory political system that's been throwing the American people under the bus. So it is just so exciting to have this amazing, superpowered group of diverse, young, impassioned visionaries speaking out for frontline communities and the world that we can create together. I'm going to start off by having the governor candidate, the amazing Seth Kaper-Dale, who's right here next to me, say a few words about the governor's race, because this really is, in many ways, this is the voice for the Green Party. This is really a national voice. This is a fight not just for New Jersey, this is a fight for us all because it is the singular governor's race. This is a very high-profile race, and it's a chance for us to break through because in New Jersey, like everywhere else, people have really had it with this 2-party stranglehold on our lives, our democracy, our housing, our education, our future, you name it. People are ready to break away, as they were during the presidential race. Right now, what we have is the New Jersey Green Party is really carrying that rebellion forward. 50 years ago, there was an uprising here. There is an uprising that is still alive very much today. So I'm going to turn it over to Seth to say a few words. Before he does, I want to get one idea across right now because I want to put it front and center. That is, there are about 600,000 people on our Facebook page, another 250,000 or so on our Twitter. This is a lot of people. If everybody put in $1 to Seth Kaper-Dale's campaign, and you can do that at Kaper-Dale4governor.com, and that's Kaper-Dale for, the word for, governor.com. If everybody throws in $1 for democracy, we can absolutely transform our future. The state of New Jersey is requiring the governor candidates to buy their way in to campaign finance, to clean elections and matching funds, and you have to buy your way in to a debate. If you can imagine, you got to come up with about $500,000 in order to be a debate. What that says about our democracy is just tragic beyond words. So we would like to share with you this idea that we are going to take our democracy back. We are going to refuse to have it bought right out from under us. So by putting in $1 for democracy, you can contribute more than that if you want. But if everybody who's listening now puts in $1 for democracy and we spread this campaign, then we are going to have an unbelievably powerful voice on an unbelievably powerful team that's going to break that stranglehold of big money, get the big money out and get the people back in. And I'm going to turn it over to Seth right now to tell you about his amazing and wonderful campaign. Take it away, Seth.
Thanks, Jill. I really appreciate this chance to speak with all of you. And I love the idea of $1 for democracy. There's $430,000 that's demanded in order to qualify for the matching money, and that sounds like a lot to normal people. It sounds like a whole lot. I think you only had to raise about a quarter of that to be included in the presidential campaign, correct? So, but it's not hard for my opponents. My opponent, one of them, put in $20 million of his own money. Last year he made $7.3 million. without having a job, just from his investment interest. He was a Goldman Sachs. It's got to be a billionaire to come up with that level of interest income every year. So that's one of the opponents we're up against. Another opponent is the lieutenant governor to Chris Christie, the least popular governor ever in New Jersey, and he's got to be pushing the least popular governor in the history of this country. I mean, the numbers are down around 10% or 13% or something like that. So that's who we're running against. These are well-funded opponents, but what they don't have is actually the masses behind them. The last time there was a gubernatorial race, only 39% of the registered voters in the state decided to weigh in. And people are just disgusted. We're going community to share about a different vision, a revolutionary vision, an economic revolution, a revolution of values. And as we go and talk to people, a lot of people say, I haven't actually been to the polls in a long time. Politics is dirty. Politicians are dirty. And we want to say, no, that doesn't have to be true. People who care about the polis, the city, who care about restructuring what communal life looks like and about sharing, like, they can be politicians. We can be politicians together. And I just love the idea of having a little bit from everybody. And we could do it in New Jersey, and then maybe we do the same thing next time there's the high-profile election in another state. We can say, let's all together get on this revolutionary bandwagon together, sharing a little bit into the common pot so that we can put some high-profile candidates up there. I'm thankful in New Jersey that I'm not the only candidate, though, that's running for the Green Party. We're surrounded right now, Jill, by excellent candidates for Assembly and Senate who share the vision and values that I've lived out in my ministry. I've been a minister my whole life and a community organizer, pushing for social justice. I always say it's been last our first ministries, whether that's building housing for the chronically homeless, or building housing for veterans who are homeless, or for youth aging out of foster care. All of this kind of stuff, reentry programs, a program to help people get back in their homes after Hurricane Sandy. And I want assembly members and senators who craft bills and legislation that take seriously the needs of those who've been beaten down in this state by bad politics, and those who've not been able to have a living wage, and those who can't get affordable health care, and those who have to live in an environment where the water pipes are filling their bodies with lead, and where there's other pipelines that are filling their bodies with other toxins as they get approved easily by the corporatocracy that welcomes other kinds of pipelines into our state that shouldn't be here. So I think that's enough right now. We've got other people to share as well.
And I just want to drive home what Seth passed over very quickly there, which is that he's not just been an advocate and a dedicated activist. He's actually been doing it. He's not only been talking the talk, he's been walking the walk. So when he talks about programs for the homeless, for the mentally ill, for veterans, for children and for elders, he's actually created these programs, have actually created something out of nothing and something wonderful, and has created the resources to actually create the programs that our public servants, our elected officials, should be creating this stuff for us. Instead, they're building, you know, the luxury towers and the you know, and the gated communities, and they're making sure that the needs of them that's got, you know, are well met. They've been you know, they've been supporting their campaign donors who are privileged, and they've been essentially afflicting the afflicted. So this campaign is so exciting because it has all the right stuff. It has the experience, it actually has the administrative capacity, it has the values, and it's got a plan. So all it needs is that little bit of your support. $1 for Democracy can enable this campaign and the whole team to break through so that all the voters who are clamoring for a government of, by, and for the people know that they have that government in Seth Kaper-Dale for governor. So let me turn now to one of our wonderful members of the team, Sean Stratton, who is a candidate for the Assembly for District 18. Tell us just a few words, Sean, about the crux of your campaign. What got you to run?
So the main issue of my campaign is mainly about clean water, specifically related to lead. And this drove me to run because for the past 5 months I have been conducting research into a town within my district over the enforcement of the federal lead and copper rule and really the lack of enforcement of the lead and copper rule. And the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection is not properly reviewing the data and enforcing water utilities to ensure that they're properly sampling the correct homes to ensure that there is no lead crisis here in New Jersey. So that is my main issue here in New Jersey and in my district.
Great. And as everybody knows, this is a really hot issue that Flint is the, it's the poster child. It's a tragedy, it's a crime, and unfortunately it's not the only one.
That's right.
Yes.
So as Seth was saying before, we've known about these toxic problems for about a century, actually.
Yes.
A century that this problem has been allowed to fester. So it's wonderful to have people like you, who've been public servants in the area of the environment and public health, stepping up to the plate. So thank you so much, Sean. Let me introduce Troy Knight Napper, who is running for state senate.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit, Troy, about what prompted you to throw your hat into the ring.
Well, my main concern with my race is I want to try to change how the police in this state are very militarized, and they target marginalized communities. And I live in one of these marginalized communities, and myself, along with several of my friends, have been accosted by these police individuals. And I would love to get that out of New Jersey and try to propose a bill to even create a new agency that will look into investigating corruption in the police that's not inside the police force already.
Awesome, great. And are you talking about things like community control of police instead of police control of the community?
Right. I believe that the police right now forgot that they are public servants, and it's gotten to a point where it's become stagnant, that we have so much more police brutality, and people are more afraid to go to the police now in these communities, such as in Newark. And it shouldn't be that way. My grandfather was a cop, and I looked up to the badge. Now I have very shaky judgment when I see a police officer now.
Great, thank you so much. A big issue, as we know. Thank you for standing up on that. Aaron Hindman is running for Assembly for the state of New Jersey, District 24. So tell us what got you involved, Aaron.
Well, I've been politically involved as an organizer and an activist, but never as a candidate. But with this uprising of new ideas and new voices into the political stratosphere in this campaign season, starting with last year and into the 2017 campaign in New Jersey, which is so significant for us statewide. We're running campaigns at all levels, from governor all the way down to school board. I realized that I need to throw my hat in the ring. It's time for all of us to step in and rise up. So as a candidate, I wanted to do what I could to really represent these issues. The 24th Legislative District is actually a rural district, believe it or not. And our campaign message is ecology, equality, and prosperity. Whether people are right-wing or left-wing, we're kind of unified by the respect that we have for our pristine environment. Our district is known for our state parks in the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area, and things like fighting fracking in the Delaware Basin have become a key issue, and there are a lot of pipelines, Penny's Pipeline, the Pilgrim Pipeline, that are proposed that would cut through the heart of our region, and together we're collectively fighting them regardless of political orientation. So Greens in my district are taking the lead in really stepping up for ecology, and that leads to fighting for environmental justice, for social justice, and for equality for everybody and prosperity for our region based on sustainability. So that's so key, and as Greens, we can take that message in a way that the other parties really can't.
Yeah.
That is so exciting. And just tell me, how are you finding the audience? Are you out there canvassing? Are you phone banking? Are you talking to people in supermarkets? What's the nature of your interaction? How do your campaigns roll out? And actually hold that question, and we'll get everybody in on it. But let me introduce first Barry Bender, who is running in Ocean County, and tell us what your campaign is, Barry.
Sure. I'm running for freeholder, the Board of Chosen Freeholders in Ocean County. There's a lot of facets to my campaign. The environment is a big one. Ocean County borders Barnegat Bay, which really was the lifeblood of Ocean County for years. And what's gone on with the, I use the term political machine that runs Ocean County, is people are doing things that do serious harm to the bay, to the bay itself, to the creatures that live in the bay, etc. And the freeholders take no responsibility for that. The freeholders are at the county level, and the municipalities are doing things on their own. One of the things I would push for is a standard platform or whatever as to what people can do along the border of the bay, because we could have 19 towns doing wonderful things and one town doing the wrong thing, and it ruins it for everybody because we all share the bay. One of the biggest things I've been pushing on, though, also is the political corruption that exists within Ocean County and within New Jersey overall. I believe all New Jersey politics are machine politics now, and I think it's time to throw something into the gears and break the machine, and I don't mind being that wrench.
That's right.
Very exciting. For those who don't know some of the local language here, is freeholder like a county board?
Yes.
Yes.
So I see. So
Yes.
it has responsibilities that include environment and water, as well as
Infrastructure, et
Okay.
cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I see.
County education.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I see. So
Yep.
it's sort of like being a super city councilor in a way.
Right.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, this is, it's really exciting to hear the expertise and the perspective that each of you bring to this. Tell our listeners what it's like being a new party and kind of running to break the machine, and to take over the machine, to end the machine, to get back to people politics and public service. What is it like? Are you finding people are welcoming this message with open arms? How's that going? And how are you doing this outreach?
Yeah, so the outreach has been extremely exciting, and it's mainly because we have avoided trying to convert people. I told you I'm a minister, but I don't believe in conversion in religion or in politics. The only way that you can change hearts and minds is through actions. And so we're going for people who have no deep commitments to the reds or the blues, people who say what we want to see is a revolution. What we want to see is something that is really about social justice and values, and that's where that's who we're going to, and we're spending all of our time on those streets. Right now we're in the middle of a 900 events in 90 days campaign with the Kaper-Dale campaign, and our focus there really is getting many hands out every day. I like to think that 10 or more people all around the state each day, 10 or more groups, are distributing flyers about the campaign and getting the word out. So we've got a really strong ground game going. We've also worked on what we call focus community campaign. So we are trying to get folks who care about LGBTQ issues all around the state to work together on LGBTQ for Kaper-Dale. And we're trying to get folks who are concerned about the environment to be environment for Kaper-Dale. And aiming at niches like that so that once everything goes into the same network of email lists and everything else, and we start to get our strong ground game going those last couple months before the election, we have a diversity to who's part of our outreach team. I think sometimes we fail to get that diversity right away, but this will create that kind of diversity, and we're seeing the benefits of the strategy. In terms of the media, because of our social justice commitments for the past 16 years, my wife and I in the church where we are, we have a very serious list of reporters who are committed to the kinds of things that we stand for. And so we're not starting from nowhere with the media. We already have in our personal phones the names of people who've cared about us. And some of them are a little conflicted. They can feel the pressure from the powers above them about whether they should be covering us or not. But we're putting the moral screws to them on this, and they're coming through. So we're starting to see what I think is the highest level coverage of the Green Party in the mainstream media that we've ever had in New Jersey.
That is so amazing. And yesterday, the New Jersey Public TV came out to cover your press conference, and that was impressive that they came out not to skewer you, but they came out really to support that this was happening, and that's a really great sign. And let me just acknowledge Ajamu Baraka, who's just come into the room, and we'll make all the introductions later. But Ajamu, this is just such an incredible team of leaders, of visionaries, and people who are ready to do the work, public servants that are just incredible. If you want to say a couple quick words, you're welcome to, but don't feel like you have to.
No, and I know there's a flow already, but I'm just happy to be here. I was very, very impressed when I came through New Jersey a couple of months ago and had a chance to meet folks here. I think we're going to see some real positive change here in New Jersey. And I told Steph he's already looking like a governor, so I should be talking this way, yes. So I'm glad to be here.
And let me just underscore, we're talking $1 for democracy. And if you want to help get it jump started, you could give $10, or you could give, what was it? Was it $37 for Bernie, or 27?
It's his 37th birthday, so we could do 37.
So let's do 37. If you can get it jump started.
37 for me, for Seth.
So help it get jump started, because they're trying. In New Jersey, it's like it's like the gloves are off in New Jersey. This is New Jersey. This is the Soprano state.
You got it.
And there's just no holds barred here, and you got to buy your way in to a debate. How outrageous is that? So we need a public. We need a public voice in that debate, and that's all of us contributing whatever you can throw in. And again, that is Kaper-Dale, which is spelled K-A-P-E-R. So I say Kaper-Dale. I kind of cheat.
That's right. Half the family says it that way.
All right. So it's Kaper-Dale forgovernor.com, and you can go and make a contribution and break open the stranglehold on our democracy, which New Jersey is the poster child of that stranglehold, and we're all going. New Jersey's the future. It's what the future looks like for us all. And it smells like gasoline, so.
That's right. Yes. You better believe it.
That's not good for us.
No.
Say a few more words, because the energy of this group is just so wonderful. We got 3 minutes here, and it's this energy that is that breakthrough. So just say a few
I
words.
want to talk about the energy that it took at a grassroots level to just build some of these campaigns that are starting to run under Seth's umbrella. So many people say about the Greens, oh, they only run a candidate at the top at a publicity stunt, and they're not willing to commit to grassroots politicking. Well, every one of us personally circulated our own petitions. We went out on the streets, in the neighborhoods, and talked to people, talked to the voters one-on-one. And, we don't have a ready-built political machine like the Democrats and Republicans, who just throw an event, get all their signatures in a day or two, and boom, they're on the ballot. We literally had to take our message to the neighborhoods and the houses, and to people who might not necessarily want to hear what the Greens have to say, but we made them hear it. I walked around with our GPNJ flyer on the 10 key values, and I went into my extremely conservative red district and went into houses that had NRA stickers and said they proudly voted for Ted Cruz, and said, you know what, we believe in social justice, and this is why. Do you believe in equality? Do you believe that there are wrongs that need to be righted? And obviously, what are they going to say to that? You're calling them on it, and they really appreciate the sincerity that Greens could take that message with boldness and with pride, and standing up for what is right, no matter what people in our district may say.
Right. I actually wanted to say that I'm very pleased that I ended up in the Green Party, because it was amazing that I met everyone here, and this is probably one of the best experiences of my life.
Wow, awesome. And what were you doing before you
I worked
jumped in on this?
I worked for a financial firm, actually, and I saw what was happening in my job, and I was like, oh, this is not good at all.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and we've just had one more candidate join us.
Yeah,
do you want to just make a really quick?
Sure. My name is Onel.
introduction?
I'm the youngest candidate within the state, representing the Green Party, District 22. And here we are with our fellow candidates. Most of us are young, and we're trying to create a better state from the one we've been growing up in, and we can do this. We can make a difference, but we need you guys. We need you guys to come out and support us, because there's no more support than the entire nation of the Greens or anybody who's watching right now, helping people not only in New Jersey but set this as an example for victories across the country. This is the first battle of many, and please join us. My name is Onel Martinez, and these are my fellow candidates, and thank you for watching.
Great, and then if you can follow up on our Facebook page, we'll provide links for all of these candidates. And remember, $1 for democracy can be the breakthrough that we all are waiting for. This is the Hail Mary moment. You know, the clock is ticking on the climate, on the environment, on our economy, on a generation locked in debt, on endless expanding wars. This is the time for us to stand up for people, planet, and peace over profit. That's what the Green Party is about, and that's what this team is carrying forward. So we say, stay with us, keep fighting, $1 for democracy. We're going to do it together. Thank you all so much, and thank you to every one of these candidates.
Thank you.
Thank you.